we go right to another undefeated and top-seeded coach, Coach Jay Roark, the Jena Giants, over on the non-select side in Division II. And, Coach, how does all of that sound? I think this is y'all's first undefeated regular season since 17, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, sir.
What is the significance of that? What went into that? Obviously, you guys have bigger goals, but to be 10-0 through 10 games has to feel pretty good.
Yeah, well, our kids worked really hard all year, and they always do. But this group of kids is very mature. They work very hard, and some great leadership out of our senior guys, and got some really good football players. So, and staying healthy has a lot to do with that as well. You know, it's a long football season. We've been pretty lucky on that front, so hopefully we can continue that.
And to correct myself, I think I said Division II, but you guys are Division III non-select.
Yes, that's right, Division III.
Coach, you know, I'm a coach myself here in the state, and so I'm a little biased towards my guys. But I think that other than them, I think the Jena Giants might be my favorite team in the state this year that I've gotten to just watch and follow you throughout the season. The fact that your guys not only went 10-0, but whenever you faced the toughest matchups you faced all year, your guys just really rose to the challenge and really made some impressive statements. I mean, beating Tioga, who ends up being a top 10 seed in Division I select, and your defense really just shutting them down for 4 quarters. And then you have the really big one later in the season recently where you went up against, Bunkie, who also had another fantastic season in a big district matchup, and to win that by 2 scores, in a really, tough physical district game. So really, like, what have you seen from your guys that whenever the lights are the brightest, that they've really just answered the call, more than just being 10-0, but really just like in the biggest moments, like what have your guys done so well to really just come out on top?
Just super determined, very, very locked in and believe that we can be really good. They know that they deserve as much as we can get because they work so dang hard. And when you're that invested year round, you go and work all the way through the summer. When you get to those tough games, it makes you want to fight harder for it. And I think that has a lot to do with it. And it makes me happy. It makes me feel very confident about our chances in the playoffs because of that grit and determination they've shown in some tough games already this season.
How huge has your senior class been in terms of leading the way from a player standpoint to be to this point and to also go into the playoffs knowing, okay, that 10-0 is great, but doesn't help us in any of these games that are ahead, just kind of having the right mindset and work ethic and all those things, because I know you've got a great group.
Well, they are a great group, and kind of a letdown season last year. We thought we were going to do better in the playoffs, so they were even more hungry. And they've really matured a lot over the past year and a half or so and grown into some really fine leaders and really fine young men. And they were a part of a quarterfinal team for us their freshman year. And some of those guys even played in that game a little bit. So they've had the experience, and they've had the experience of getting to the quarterfinal week and losing in overtime. And so very determined to get over that hump.
So, Coach, looking at the bracket, and I know this week you're like you said, you're focused on yourself. You got a bye week. You want to, maybe get a little healthy and go back to some fundamental stuff. But 2 pretty solid programs from Northeast Louisiana are playing Friday night with a chance to come to Jena. Caldwell Parish and Richwood. Richwood's no stranger to playoff success. They're the 16 and 17 respectively. So have you gotten a chance to really look at those opponents yet and kind of see what they do? Or have you really just been focused on your guys so far?
Well, we hadn't looked at them yet, but as far as for the playoffs, but we played Caldwell in district. I haven't seen Richwood on film at all. I think I kind of know what they do just from talking to other coaches. But this week for us is about anybody's kind of banged up a little bit, getting healthy, working on fundamentals, and making sure we stay in good shape. I'm not really crazy about having a Friday off, so we're still going to work pretty hard and pretty fast. Friday night's probably the best conditioning you get all week, and because you're going 1,000 miles an hour every snap, and so we got to make sure we stay on top of that and try to come out of the week healthy.
Coach, appreciate your time this Sunday afternoon, and good luck with that, both this week and then kicking off the playoffs in week 2.
Thank you for having me.
You got it, Coach. Appreciate you. Again, that's Jay Roark from Jena High, the top seed and undefeated Giants team in that Division III non-select